Hello and welcome once again to Chair Interval Training, brought to you by Community Access Yellow Springs and the Yellow Springs Senior Center. Today, as the last couple of weeks, I'm in my home, hopefully reaching you in your home, sharing a little bit of my dahlias. Oh, you have to see that one right there. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we are going to do what I call chair interval training, which simply is the stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight exercise program to make you stronger. But before you start this exercise program or any new exercise program, please consult your physician. If you feel unbalanced or dizzy at any time, it's recommended that you remain or return to a sturdy chair. Today we're going to be using a hand weight like a jug. This one happens to be 1 1/4 gallons, which is almost 10 pounds when full. Make sure it's on tight, the lid that is. Tuck it under your chair when you're not using it, and we'll use a rubber band. So make sure you got a clear, safe area to work around your chair, and have fun. All right, I brought some, it's kind of a Motowny mix today. I hope you like it. We're going to start out with a little bit of a standing warm-up, but you can begin in your chair and remain there the whole time and get plenty of benefits of the exercise we're going to do today. If you're behind your chair, you'll be able to keep it where you can see it and use it for a balance check at any time. You can also use it when you're off to the side. You can still see it with your peripheral vision and touch it should you need it. We're going to be off to the side or in front sometimes so you can better see what we're doing. We're going to just warm up gradually, focusing on posture and breathing because it makes all of our movements easier. So, best posture would put our ears over shoulders, over hips, whether we're seated or standing, and elongating our spine. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale at your own pace. Exhale. And repeat. As you raise your arms to just limber up your shoulders, please respect your body, and if anything hurts, don't do it. You could always shorten the range of motion or go back to the last thing you were doing that felt good to you. Okay. Let's widen out our stance a bit and just sort of rock side to side. I know we do pretty much the same warm-up with little turns and changes here and there. But I try to vary the exercises we do from week to week so we can strengthen our whole body. And you have choices. We're circling that shoulder either little, medium, or big. Your choice. Let's see how it feels to open and close our shoulders and chest. Breathing. Good, and a little limbering of our spine to rotate, reaching to the left, to the right, crossing your midline. You can make it little, gently, slightly, gradually bigger if it feels good. Okay. Got our hips and our shoulders lubed up a little bit. That's a big part of the warm-up. Alright, I want to preview a couple patterns we'll do today. One is super simple. We've done it before. I'm going to move in front of the chair so you can see what I'm doing with my feet better. We're going to just march it out. Actually, let's just plant our feet. in a neutral stance, and we're going to step out to the right, step out to the left, step into our neutral stance, and then a little faster. We always like to work on the ABCs because it's research-based, evidence-based exercise, silver sneakers. But whether you have silver sneakers or not, it will still benefit you. And how will it benefit you? If we work on agility, the ability to move our feet faster, it will reduce your risk of falls. So we'll work on it a little bit faster. Out, out, in, best posture. You can move your hands however you like. And if you feel confident and it's within your abilities today, you can move your feet even faster. Out, out, in. We're just warming up, so let's slow it down. That's our agility pattern. We'll play around with it. I'm going to come back to the side of my chair and show you a balance pattern. So standing tall, able to see and touch the chair. Here's a pattern that sounds like lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. We can lift our knee, 2, 3, and march, 2, 3. Lift our other knee. Right? We can do that knowing we can touch our chair for a balance check. We can also tap that toe down. But the idea is to try not to do that, knowing we've got those safeguards should we need them. All right, how are you feeling on a scale of, let's say, 1 to 10? 1 would be, I'm just getting going, I'm ready to go. And 10 being, I am ready to stop. In fact, I gotta sit down. Our exercise program is shooting for that effective zone of a 4. I feel great, I can keep going, to maybe an 8. Like, I feel okay, but I'm not sure I can continue. So remember, I'll ask you about that scale from 1 to 10, and most importantly, you should be able to talk while you're exercising. Now, before we get seated, I told you it's a stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight interval training. Make sure your chair is where you need it to be. Your feet are very close to the front legs of your chair. I like to be able to feel it as I hinge my hips back. Now, you can hover and strengthen your legs and your hips, or you can pop up, or you can sit right down. You can do that 1 or more times, but eventually get seated and let's get a sip of water. It's one of the things we really need to focus on, especially as we age, is hydration. Where did I put my water? Ah, here it is. So to protect your back while you're getting your water, step to the side, lean to the side. Take your time. Okay. I hope you're feeling okay. I love this time of year. The weather is just so beautiful right now. I wanted to film this outside, but there's too much noise. So, sitting tall, at the edge of your seat, please, so it gives you full range of motion. Buckle up your safety belt or brace and breathe, bracing with your abdominals to support your spine. And stretch out your right leg, stretch out your left. Okay, whew. Now if you want, reach out with the opposite arm. If it feels good, stick that foot in the air. Dorsiflexing your foot and extending your wrist will help limber up the ankles and the wrists. But we can do a little bit more with a flex point flex. Now if it hurts your lower back or your hip, you can do your flex point flex with your foot on the floor. It still works. But let's try maybe 4 more. 4. Pull up through your spine. 3. I don't want to see you slouching out there. Good. Let's stretch the right leg. Sitting tall, inhale. Note, if this hurts, to extend your shoulder overhead. Shorten and soothe it. Pain is a signal from your body to stop. Lifting the toes and the fingers. Feeling a nice stretch, but not too far. Nothing should hurt. And then pushing the sole of the foot down toward the ground and the palm too. Good. Sit tall. And let's pull that navel in as we lean back into the chair. And circle, big flowy circles through your ankle. I've said it before, other direction. Ankles are such an important joint for your balance. There are more densely populated proprioceptor cells in your ankle than in any other joint of your body. I think that's pretty interesting. Now stretch out that left leg. Lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Hinge forward, supporting on that lap. Lift and spread your fingers and your toes. And then push down. And sitting back up, hold the navel in to support that lower back. Drawing the knee toward the chest. Stretches the back of the hip, but it might not suit your hip, so you can rotate your ankle on the floor if you need to. And of course the other way. Okay, this should get us to be feeling a little bit more ready to move. Inhale, take a deep breath. Open your spine a little, and then exhale. And close your spine a little, like a letter C. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. If there's anything else that you need to get your body ready to move more, whether you're in the chair or in the air, I'm counting on you to take care of yourself. We're all here together, but not in the same room. So please take good care and decide whether you want to do this next 8 to 10 minutes on your feet, okay? We're going to be working on that balance pattern. Let's start over here on the left side. Double check your area, make sure everything's cleared out of the way. Make sure you can see and touch the chair. Whether you're seated or standing, elongate your spine. And here's what it sounds like. Lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. Now we know we've got that chair there, so please use it whenever you need. One finger gives a ton of balance power. You can make your lift small. You can tap your toe down. You can make it medium and add an opposite arm. Or you can make it big, kind of skippy, if you like. It's up to you because only you know how you're feeling today. Good. We're going to do this in several different ways. But you'll notice, especially if you're seated, when you're lifting your thigh repetitively, those muscles on the front of the hip flexors, and the quadriceps, they'll get a little tired, achy. So if you're in the chair or in the air, you might have to be creative, listen to your body, and change it up when you want. I'm going to change it up after 4 more lifts. Okay, 3 more lifts. 2 more. Last time with a knee lift. March it out. Shake a leg if you need. And we're going to take it behind our chair. But I'm going to come in front. I need you to be right here with a wide-ish stance. But I'm going to come in front just so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. So it'll still be the same pattern, which sounds like lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. But this time we're going to use those hamstring curls. Now you got your chair in front of you. Dorsiflex your foot. and try to kick your butt. Sort of like playing hopscotch if you did that when you were a kid. 4 more. Good. 3 more. 2 more. We'll do 1 more with the hamstrings, and then let's try it with a longer leg, a hip abduction. Now you can make this a little hip movement, or medium, or big with a sort of a spring in your step. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle of all that. And I'm feeling it in my hips. How about you? How about we do a little pattern called bent, straight, bent. Okay, let's try it. Hamstrings, hips, hamstrings. Bent, straight, bent. Bent, straight, bent. How you doing out there? Bent, straight, bent. We've got about halfway through our aerobic pattern. Tell you what, I lost the beat there. So let's come on over to the right side of our chair and do it again. But first, tell me how you're feeling on that scale of 1 being very light intensity, 10 being way too much. Are we in the target zone of a 4 to 7? Possibly an 8, need to slow down-ish? I hope so. Can you talk? Okay. So, now right side of your chair, please. Best posture, please. Able to see and touch your chair. Let's use those knees again. Lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. March, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. Good. You can make it little. You can make it medium. Or you can do that big skippity thing. It's up to you. But we're going to try that pattern we did with our hamstrings and hips with a bent knee, bent, straight, bent. So knee, kick, knee. Keep the back nice and long and strong. Keep the head stretching for the sky. Bent, straight, bent. You can take it to your arms and work on your coordination. Truth is, all of these patterns take a little bit of coordination. And I know you know why we work on agility and balance, to reduce our risk of falls. But the same is true of coordination. And the same is true of muscular strength. And that's why we incorporate those things into every one of our Silver Seekers Flex classes. All right, you might be starting to feel this in your thighs, on the front again. But no worries, we're nearly there. And if you have done your best and you feel you need a rest, you're right. I'm going to try for 4 more. 4. Down, 2, 3. 3. Woo. 2. Last time. All right. How do you feel? Did you get into the target zone on our perceived exertion of 1 to 10? No worries if you got to a 2 or a 3. You still get benefits, especially when you do it regularly. But we're going to transition to our chair for a strength interval. There'll be an option to stand up, and there'll be lots of choices. You get to choose, okay? But before you get seated, get your heels and legs very close to the chair. Hinge your hips back and keep your head and chest up as you flex through the ankles, knees, and hips. If something's hurting and it reduces your range of motion, get seated however it works for you. But if you can squat a few times with your body weight, That is an excellent exercise for activities in daily living. Once you're ready, get settled down in your chair and please take your time to get a sip of water. Whew. Okay, I have plans. I hope you have plans to use the tubing first. You could also use a flat latex or non-latex band if you're allergic to latex. These things are all widely available, on the internet, but I still have a few extras, very few of the non-latex. So if you know someone who would like to join in, but they're just maybe too shy, you can call me. I'm in the red book. All right, we're going to do a series of exercises with an option to throw some squats in there. So you do not have to do that. But first, let's get set up. We're going to sit forward in our seat. Take the handles of your tubing or the ends of your band and step on it so that you've got an equal-ish length of tubing on either side. And your feet are about, neutral stance or 6 to 12 inches apart. Crisscross your bands so you've got a letter X. And then just rest your shoulders in your back pockets. And draw your hands in between your legs. Keep the shoulders down. We're going to just row, squeezing our shoulder blades together behind us. It's a small range of motion at first, never going above your collarbone, and the elbows ideally are higher than the shoulders. If that doesn't work for you, you could row however does work for you. Rowing is an upper back exercise. We're just going to do a couple more, and here's a choice. To make it harder, you can walk your feet away from your chair. Dig your heels in. Try that row again. Good. Lead with the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Think of inhaling as if you're yawning to greet the day. And exhale as if you're blowing out a candle, making a wish. Good. Take a break. If you want to add on some abdominal work, tuck your tailbone under, brace as if you're zipping up your tightest pants, and lean back a wee bit till you feel gravity working against your lower abdominal muscles. Actually, they're all one sort of sheath. And this time, as we sit up, we row. As we lean back, we lower our hands. So pay attention. Elbows higher than shoulders, ideally. Good. All right. We're doing a lot here, so you take your break where you need it and do the parts of these 2 exercises at the level you feel is appropriate to challenge you. Because we're going to add another one on. So let's take a break. We can, if we want, open our hips, pushing out to the right with the right leg. Pushing out to the left with the left leg. You gotta keep your heel on the ground here. You gotta keep your body straight and tall. Strengthening the outer hips. Alternate right, left. Sit tall, brace and breathe with your abdominals. Now, do you think you could coordinate this hip exercise with the rowing? Or with the rowing and the abdominal exercise? Let's see if we can do that. We're gonna row. Oh wait, I didn't do it right. We're gonna row as we sit up, and then we're gonna row as we sit up. I got it now. In fact, I'm doing it wrong. Well, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Let me try that again. Get situated with me. We need a little active recovery there. We're gonna row as we sit up. We're gonna lengthen our arms as we sit back. We're gonna row and move our hip out. There, that's what we needed. So we go from looking like a letter I to a letter X, sort of. Does that make sense? Open our hips, open our chest. Open our hips, open our chest. Pulling the navel in. We've done a lot of rows. I'm getting kind of tired. How are you doing? That was a big strength set. I'm going to do one more on the other side. And then relax. Keep the tubing under your feet. We're going to do a series of bicep curls. Now, you have the option of adding a squat to these. So if you do that, you're going to want to scooch well back in your chair. Get those heels close to the chair legs. Palms up. Elbows tuck in towards your rib cage. Shoulders down and back. And try a bicep curl. Ideally, the shoulders are staying down in the back pocket kind of area, and the palms are up, and the upper arm and elbow is anchored on your body. Now, if you want to add a squat, your hands will be down and while your hips are down. Your hands will be up while your hips are up. That's hard. Hands down, heads up, hands up. Squeeze those hips forward. Take your time. Your form is the most important thing here. Now, if you're standing on the band and doing the squat with the bicep curls, you might have noticed it got a lot harder. You do not have to do both. You could be working to your benefit in your chair. And if you've been working through that whole set with the bicep curls, your biceps are probably feeling a little tuckered out like mine. All right, one more exercise. Uncross your band. And let's come back to the front of the seat so that if you want to, if you choose, you may add an abdominal exercise. But first, let's take our handles, tuck our shoulders in our back pockets, straighten the elbow, long arm. We're going to push back as we sit up. We're going to lean back, tucking that tailbone in. So we're doing a tricep and rear shoulder press with our arms straight. And if you chose, we're combining it with an abdominal slide. You could just sit tall and do this small straight arm push back through your full, safe, comfortable range of motion. Or you can lean back, push back. Lean back, sit up, push back. Breathing and bracing with the abdominals the whole time at your own pace. Woo. All right, that's a good bunch of exercise, a good bunch of muscle strengthening. Well, let's release the tension on that tube and hang it up or set it behind you, whatever you like. Get another bit of water and get ready for a little bit more of our aerobic or heart and lung strengthening with our agility pattern. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate this for a moment in the chair. Those of you who are exercising and you know you're ready to be on your feet and get those feet moving, go ahead and take your time, get situated on your feet behind your chair so you can see it and touch it should you need a balance check. Double check your area, make sure all your stuff's tucked away under the footprint of your chair or otherwise safely not under your feet. If you're in your seat, sit tall. If you're standing, stand tall. Shoulders back. Easy does it. Stepping out slow to your right, slow to your left. And then in narrow. Let's do it one more time slow. Put your weight equal and opposite in both legs. So you come to like a little squat. A little faster. Out, out, in, in a little faster, out, out, in. Let's stay at this tempo while we coordinate our cross crawl arms. Now, I am going to get on my feet, but I wanted to start here in the chair and remind you, if the tops of your thighs get tired because you're needing to exercise while seated, you can just do the arms and that will help you. You can pump your arms overhead and that will raise your heart rate, provided it doesn't hurt your shoulders, okay? Let's see if we can do it a little faster. Out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. Okay, keep going, a little faster if you like. Crazy feet. Woo, keep it up. At your own pace, you can slow down if you need to. And just come to a little march, take a deep breath. I'm going to transition to my feet, but you can always transition to your seat if you like. All right. I encourage you to be behind your chair. But again, I'm going to be in front just so you can see better what I'm doing. So stay behind your chair. We're going to do that pattern again with a little bit of a challenge by moving to the left, to the right, in our mini squat, out, in. Okay, out, out, in. Let's stay at this pace. Out, out, in. When we go to tempo, we're going to add a little coordination challenge. Clapping on different beats. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4 beats, would you say? Let's take it to tempo. Out, out, in. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's a challenge at tempo. Remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's clap on 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join in. Are you doing it? Good. Let's see if we can take this 4 more at tempo. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now double time. Out, out, in. Out, out, in. Out, out, in. Out, out, in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's hard. Slow it down if you would. How are you doing on our scale of 1 to 10? Are you 4-ish? 5-ish? 6-ish? I think you're awesome. Whatever your perceived exertion is, please go at your own pace. Okay, we're going to do that again, but let's start with our right foot. Starting slow. Out. Out. In. We know where we're going, so let's go a little faster. Out. Out. In. Let's go to tempo. Out, out, in. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. What beat do you want to clap on now? I didn't hear you. Oh, you said 2. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How you doing? 4 more like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready for double time? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, that's hard. Do your best. Fast feet. Clap, 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 fast. Yay! Go team! Woo! We're almost to our goal of 8 to 10 minutes moving around. Let's see. How can I mix it up again? Oh, I know. Let's switch our lead foot. Oh, that sounds fun. This will be challenging. Are you up for it? Start to your right, slow. Left. In. Clap, switch, left lead, out. We're going slow. Out. In. Clap, a little faster. Out. Out. In. Clap. out, out. At tempo, here we go. Right, left, right, left. 4 more. 3, then we're gonna go double time. 2, 1, here we go. Out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out. Oh, 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 just march fast. How are you doing? I'm almost there to the finish line. Go, go, go. And slow, slow, slow. All right, wow, how are you doing? That was a humdinger of an interval for me. Hopefully you're doing fine. Before we transition to the chair for some more strength training, get your breathing under control. Let's see if we can do it in 3 at your own pace. Inhales through your nose. And exhale. Inhale. Relax. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Smell that beautiful aroma and exhale. Wow, okay, before we get seated, if your calves are a little tight, let's go ahead and stretch them a tiny bit. Pasting that right heel or either one on the floor, leaning forward. A little bend in your rear leg and shifting your weight back might feel good to you. We'll work on that again at the end of our exercise, but I wanted to show you other leg back. Heel on the ground, knees straight, leaning forward. And then you could do it with a slightly bent knee, heel still on the ground. Sometimes you have to narrow your stance a bit to keep that heel pasted. Whew, okay. We're going to do some strength work with our hand weights. Again, if you don't have a jug, save one the next time that you use a whole gallon of vinegar or a gallon of milk. You got to rinse that out really well. Cold water, a little soap. But before we transition to our chair, get your legs and feet close. Keep your head and chest up. Hinge your hips back. How many of these squats would you like to do today? It's your choice. You get to choose. Do them in your best form, meaning sight a point across the room to help correct your posture. Keep your feet flat on the ground. Don't let the heels pop up. And keep your weight equal in both legs. If you can do all that pain-free, good on you. Good on you to get a drink of water too. It does take a lot of practice. And some days are better than others, would you agree? So make sure you don't do too much on the days where you feel super strong. Really, it's the regularity of our exercise at a low to a moderate level that's going to make the biggest difference in our everyday health, okay? If we do too much, then the next day or 2 weeks we might not be able to do as much. And who likes pain? Not me. All right, we are going to use our weight, so go ahead and get that up on your lap. I'll consult my notes. Oh boy, we're gonna do some one-armed rows, sort of side saddle in our chair, with the option, if you feel well balanced and you know you're pain-free, with the option to do some stand-up, sit-down, fight, fight, fight lunges. And now we're gonna do some ab work, and then we'll get the other side. Does that sound good? All right, make sure your jug lid's on tight. We're gonna put it in our right hand. We're gonna scooch over to the right side of our chair. Now, in order to feel well balanced, I'm gonna use my left hand on the chair seat and walk that right leg back. So my left foot is forward, flat on the ground. My right foot is back on the ball of the foot. can hold the chair or you could put your hand on your lap. Either way is fine. I'm going to put it on my lap. Straighten out the right arm and then hinge halfway towards your lap. With the thumb forward, row. Point the elbow straight back. We're going to row 3 times and then stop at the top and pour. That's why the lid has to be on tight, folks. So row, 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 stop, pour, and then row. Row, 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 up, out, in, down, up 1, up 2, up 3, hold, pour, and then reach. Got it? Now, for those of you who want, up with your lunge. 2 more. And then pour. Keep the body straight and strong and tall. Up 3 times. 2 times. Stop, pour. Working the shoulder. How about one more set like that? You could be seated or lunging. Woo! That's a lot of work, would you say? Come to the front of your seat. Stack your jug on top. We're going to do a cross chop, holding with the left hand with a cradle with the right. Okay? So, sitting near the edge of your seat, let's get our abdominals working first. Feet a little bit ahead of your knees. Brace as if you're zipping up those tight pants. And tuck your tailbone under and lean back a bit. Okay, so we're gonna rotate to the left, just a little, and then back. Pull the navel in. If anything hurts, reduce the range of motion. If you feel fine, we're gonna push it a little bit over to the left side. Exhale as you push. You can use your full, safe, comfortable range of motion, but slow and controlled, please. Now, if you want, you can add an opposite knee lift. Reach that foot out and that jug up. Reach the knee in. Pull the navel in. You can make this small, medium, or huge. And that's pretty big if you've got a substantial amount of weight. So pay attention to your body. I'm only going to do 3 more. You get to decide when you want to stop. It's your choice. Oh, I felt that. Okay, we're going to do our one-armed rows on the left. So let's take our time and set ourselves up for safety and success. Scooching right on over to the left. Nice tall posture. Jug in your left hand. Right hand can support on the chair or the lap. But let's get that left leg back should you choose to do a lunge. Tucking that left toe under, which I know doesn't work for everybody if you have arthritis in your foot. So long, tall torso. Hinge halfway towards your lap. Reach and row. Okay, ready? Exhale on your row. Point the elbow back. Now stop at the top and pretend to pour. Working on the rotator cuff. Upper back, rear shoulder and bicep, and then pour. Keep the jug close to the shoulder when you pour. Breathe at your own pace. Now, if you wanted, if you feel well balanced, you could add those lunges. That's a huge thing. So, I'm counting on you to do what works for you. If you're situated where we started and you lose your balance, guess what? You're in the chair. Isn't that brilliant? Let's try our best set of 3 rows, 1 pour. Maybe let's do it 1 more set. That's a lot of work. I've kind of been adding a little bit more advanced options as we go along with the weeks, because if you've been doing it regularly, you're probably getting stronger. I hope you are. Sometimes we have setbacks, but we're going to finish off with the other side. The right hand holding the jug, left hand cradling. Scooch to the edge of your seat so we can do some abdominal slides without running into the back of the chair. So get situated first, long, strong spine. Hold the navel in like you're zipping up tight pants. Breathe. Lean back. We're going to rotate a bit to the right. And put. Wait, did I do this side yet? No, I didn't. We're good. Never mind. Ha! So we're rotating to work the obliques. We're pulling the navel in and flexing forward to work the abdominals, the rectus abdominis. All right. Now, if you like, we're gonna, oh, that's what I did differently. I'm sorry, folks. I did it wrong, didn't I? But it's okay. We're gonna go like this. It's fine. We're still strengthening the same muscles. I think. But don't worry. Ooh, if you laugh, you get a lot more abdominal work out of this. Actually, I'll review the videotape and see if I'm totally crazy or not, but do your best, and then thank goodness we all get to rest. And that is good for me. I started to feel it here, here, and here. Those were the muscle groups we were working. Abdominals, shoulders, triceps a little bit. Okay. I like to end up, before we do our cool down, it'll help to lower our heart rate and also build our balance. If we could do some balance work standing. So even if you've been seated for the entirety of the class, we're going to slow down. This is not going to be about agility. It is going to be about balance. And we will be using our weight. But let's try it first without and see how it feels, okay? So go ahead and put your weight down. Get on your feet. Come on over here to the right side of your chair. We've got to be able to hold it on this one. We've got our left hand near the chair, and our right toe is going to come up into a kickstand. Stand tall, and we're going to keep that spine nice and long as we hinge forward and let that right foot go back, and then sit tall or stand tall. So we're keeping that balance leg, in this case the left leg, the leg closest to the chair, still. We're keeping the back strong and long. If you're doing this with a nice, long, strong, stable spine, we're working on balance, strengthening the foot and the whole rear musculature of the leg, as well as the spine, especially the hamstrings. Now, let's do that on the other side with no weight. And then, if you choose, we'll do it on the right again with the weight. Situate yourself for safety and success. Able to touch the chair with your right hand, weight in your right leg. Pull up to the kickstand of your left foot. You can keep that left toe on the ground as you keep your spine long and hinge forward and back. You don't have to go very far. Indeed, you never want to dip your head lower than your heart. But keep your weight as much as you can in that right foot and try to do it with a straight, stable, strong spine and left leg, not locked, but strong and long. So I feel that a lot. I can feel my foot kind of going like this. If you can feel your foot kind of going on the floor like that, that's good. That means it's strengthening your body from the feet all the way up through the spine. So if you want to try it again, this is going to be very challenging, so set yourself up for safety and success. Weight in your right hand. Weight in your left foot. Able to touch the chair. Long, strong spine. Pull up to the kickstand or the toe. Keep the spine tall. That right, hinge forward. We've got some weight now, and that's throwing off our balance and adding more challenge to those rear muscles of the left leg. I'm having to use all my concentration and my balance check touching the chair occasionally. Remember, don't dip too low. Keep the back long and strong. And your foot can just be tracing over the floor the whole time, but weight's in the left foot. Ooh, I feel that on the hamstring glutes of the left side. So let's do our final strength balance exercise on the left side of your chair. Weight in your left hand. Right hand near the chair. Weight in your right foot. Long, strong spine. Pull up to that left toe. See how it feels to hinge forward. By the way, the arm is just long. Indeed, the weight is actually opening up some space in the shoulder, which might feel good if you're just letting it hang. Hinging forward, squeezing the glutes as you stand tall. All right, these are hard. I feel this is a one-legged Romanian deadlift. A very good balance exercise. All right, we're going to stretch those calves out again. So go ahead and put your weight down. If you have a wall that you don't want to get handprints on or a door nearby, I'm going to show you this calf stretch, hopefully on the screen. So go ahead and get situated. Walk one foot back. Pace that heel down and lean into it. Calves and ankles are super strong. And the Achilles tendon is the biggest tendon in our body, and we need to take good care of it. So this is our straight leg calf stretch. Now, release a little bit of the weight on that foot. Bring it in a couple inches closer to the wall or the door and bend that knee. Still have the heel pressing into the floor. Give it a moment. Rest, relax, and breathe. Good. Come up out of that. We're going to do the other side. So, hopefully you're getting the difference between the straight leg and the bent knee. Walk that other leg back. Pace the heel on the ground and lean into it. I haven't talked about shoes for a while, but it's really best you do this with sturdy, supportive, athletic footwear that's designed for exercise. If you're diabetic, you must wear shoes. Okay, relax. Take some weight out of that. Bring the foot in 2 to 3 inches, perhaps closer to the door. Hinge the knee, sit back into that hind quarter. And in the bent knee calf stretch, you should feel it's a little different. Some people say they feel it on the front of their ankle or shin. Relax, breathe, and come out of it. So, as we get situated in our chair for our final stretch, yes, you can do a few more squats. Yes, you can do them with your jug. but you don't have to. You can get seated however you want to. Or you can do a few squats with me. You could do them with a shoulder extension out front. Or you can hold the jug close to you. Or you can just sit down and get a sip of water. All right. All right, so footwear. I could spend a whole hour on that, but in general, if you wear sandals, you need sandals that attach to the heel, otherwise you get the dreaded senior shuffle. And a lot of other things start to come from your feet up. So start with a good foundation of footwear that is geared to your activity and your individual needs. And you can go to a Yellow Springs owned business in Xenia, Xenia Shoe and Leather, and they're trained on how to help you. Bring in your old shoes that you did exercise in, and they will do their best to make sure you got the proper footwear. I'm going to turn this down so we can turn down our breathing and our heart rate, kind of mindfully, slowly, gradually. We're going to do some stretches and end up with some, I like to call it relaxation. You can call it meditation or mindful breathing. I got a couple songs by Duke Ellington. What a brilliant musician. Sit near the front of your chair, please. Maybe you can't do that. I think it was Duke Ellington who said, "A problem is a chance to do our best." All right. Think about that. Extend your right leg. And just breathe in through your nose, expanding your lungs from the bottom to the top, filling them like beautiful pink balloons. As the breath rises in your lungs, you can extend your spine longer, and as you exhale, you can hinge, supporting on your lap. Just allow that hand to rest down on your leg, whether it's at your knee or your shin or your ankle or your toes. See if you can wiggle your toes up towards the ceiling and your tailbone back towards where the ceiling meets the floor behind you. Take a couple moments to just breathe, and each time you exhale, relax. Let any tension you feel, whether it's physical or mental, just drift away. Good. Now let's stretch the side of our hip and the hip rotator cuff, drawing ankle to ankle near the edge of your chair. Allow that right hip to open like the page of a book. Keep the spine, like the spine of the book, in the middle. And hinge forward, coaxing that right knee outside of the knee toward the floor. Now, if your hips are more flexible, you might be comfortable and well suited to do this with the ankle on top of the lap. Either way, take another nice, relaxing, energizing inhale. Feel your abdomen expand into your lap. That's okay. That's actually desirable. That means we're using all of our lungs because they extend below our rib cage. Okay, let's do the hamstring lengthening. Sitting at the edge of our seat. Supporting on that other lat, inhale up. Exhale and reach forward. Remember, keep the head above the level of the heart and support your lower back with that arm on the right lap. Wiggle your toes up to the ceiling. Stretch your tailbone back to where the ceiling meets the floor behind you. And rest your arm wherever it is. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale and sink into the stretch a little longer, a little tiny deeper if it suits you, if you choose. Letting go of any tension, tightness. Inhale, sit tall. Here's our outside of the hip rotator cuff of the hip. Figure 4 stretch because it looks like a number 4. Crossing at the ankle, seeing how this hip feels. Keeping the right knee straight and tall like the spine of a book. Letting the left outside of the knee drift down like the page of a book opening. And if that suits you, or if this better suits you, you could stack the left ankle on the right lap. Keep the back long, relax, breathe in as if you're smelling your favorite dish you like to cook. Exhale as if you're blowing to cool the food off before you taste it. Okay, we took care of the backs of our hips and the sides. Let's take care of the front. If you turn sideways in your chair with your left hip just off the front, you can hinge forward and reach back. Let the weight of your leg drift down to the ground and let the air filling your lungs lift your spine to the sky. Exhale and stretch. One more deep breath. Mindfully filling the lungs, and as we exhale, feel the muscles in the side of your body and the front of your thigh just lengthen. Ease out of that. And let's come to the other side. Don't do it too hastily. So with that right hip off of the edge of the chair, supporting as we hinge forward, ease the left leg or the right leg back. Let the weight of that leg drift down, lengthening the front of the hip and the thigh. Lengthening the spine as the air fills our lungs from the bottom to the top. Exhale and lean toward that chair back and feel the stretch through the right side of the body. And to develop it, take a mindful breath in through your nose. Exhale. Ooh, that's a good one. We're almost done. If you ease out of that stretch, ease back into your chair. Just relax and bring your attention in towards the center of your body, to your heart center. You could rest your hands on your lap. And you could think of whatever you choose, but think of something peaceful, something joyous but calm. As you inhale and exhale. Go at your own pace. Relax your abdomen to allow your lungs to inflate just effortlessly but fully. Take one more cleansing breath. And enjoy as you exhale. I never seem to have enough time for the end of our class, but I can say to you, you can and should spend more time on stress reduction. It's a choice we can make. Just like we have many of other choices. Now, one, I really want to encourage you to exercise. We've been doing our physical exercise. I want you to exercise your voice, because apathy, can I say that word? Apathy sucks. But did you get one of these in the mail? Wow. If you plan to vote by mail, plan ahead. Like now. Hopefully you've already checked online or checked with the League of Women Voters. I know Sandra McHugh, a local watchdog for democracy, because the League of Women's Voters is not about Democrat or Republican or Independent. They're all about getting the vote out and getting the information to the electorate. So wherever you go, exercise your right to vote. Now, what else did I want to say about that? It's just so important. Don't wait. Find out today what you can do, and whether you vote red, blue, green, vote. Your vote matters. Yes, it does. And wherever you go, go safely. And stay tuned to this station, and stay strong, and keep it safe and simple. Bye for now.